Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Nightwing, Love, and Bullets. Take a look at this comic cover right here. Now, Love and Bullets is the third volume in the ongoing Nightwing series, and this continues many of the stuff that's already been established beforehand. It does not deal so much with the larger crime in Bloodhaven like Blockbuster, but rather the smaller stuff that Blockbuster controls. Blockbuster does make an appearance, but not that much of a big impact on the story itself. The first half of the graphic novel deals with smaller individual stories, like Nightwing going around and helping out a cop solve a mystery that's been haunting him his whole career, or Nightwing dealing with some of the smaller people in Blockbuster's crime organization. There's also the introduction of Tad as Nightwing, and here's a picture of Tad right there, donning his first Nightwing costume. Not to be confused with Dick Grayson's Nightwing. Tad spells Nightwing Nitewing. So you get to see him become Nightwing for the first time and then get shot up. So Dick Grayson has to help out Tad, which is kind of interesting. And Robin also shows up too, and they are on top of a train blindfolded, and Dick and Robin kind of have a back and forth conversation. What you have to realize is these stories take place during the No Man's Land stories in Batman, so some of the stuff that happens in No Man's Land kind of reflects on what happens here. But yes, the stories between the talk between Nightwing and Robin is kind of interesting because a lot of stuff gets brought up. Now, the second half of the volume deals heavily with Huntress. Now, see, Nightwing and Huntress had a past beforehand. There was actually a trade paperback volume called Nightwing and Huntress, which showed their one-shot story, their one-shot series, which I believe was 4 issues long. And they had kind of a small romantic relationship, but nothing really came out of it because, well, Huntress is a crazy bitch. Plain and simple. I mean, she is cuckoo in the head. Even when she's a good guy, she's fucked up in the head. I mean, you do not touch that woman. So, they kind of have a little bit of relationship. So it's really Nightwing having to deal with the bad guys and also have to handle Huntress too. And that's the second half of the book. So really, on to the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Well, good is, I liked how the conversation between Robin and Nightwing went through, because they touched upon issues happening in the Robin comics, in the Nightwing comics, and also in the Batman comics, but also it's just good to see these two talk about stuff. Even if it's like the most random things, it's nice to see them just talk. Dick and Tim really work well together as kind of a big brother, little brother relationship. So it was really nice to see these two talk back and forth. Also, the stories were pretty solid. I liked the Huntress half of the book a little bit better because there were 3 to 4 issues actually involved in that, and it was a bit of a more evolved, bigger story than the other individual small stories. And Tad becoming Nightwing was also pretty cool. He gets to be a little bit more interesting a little bit later on. So, yes, those are the good points. And again, Chuck Dixon does his great writing. Downsides. The only real downside I can say about this is it starts off a little bit slow. This isn't until we get to the Robin story and then transition into the Huntress story does it really start to pick up some pace. Because the first few issues are individual stories that really has no connectivity to each other. So, you read one story and then you move to another. And like I said, it's not until you get to the Huntress stuff does it flow a little bit better. So the first half does start off a little bit slow. But besides that, whether or not you should get it, definitely. Like I said, the early stuff with Nightwing that I've been reading thus far, done by Chuck Dixon, pure gold. It's great. It keeps the flow going. It does not stop the flow of stuff. And you also see a little bit of the No Man's Land stuff starts to transition in, which starts to pick up more heavily in a darker shade of Justice, which I will be dealing with later. But Nightwing, Love and Bullets, I do recommend picking up. Again, it is Chuck Dixon doing what he does best, and that's right, good Batman and Batman family stories, like Robin, Nightwing, Huntress, Birds of Prey, stuff like that. So, Love and Bullets, pick it up. It's worth getting. With that said, this is Andrew saying peace out for now.